Hey, it's Bob. Welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to give a reaction to the show Russian Doll. That's a Netflix original. It came out last week, I think the first week of February 2019. It stars Natasha Lyonne, and it's also, I think, produced by Amy Poehler. And so if you've seen Natasha Lyonne on Orange is the New Black, or you've seen her on any late night talk shows promoting that show, you probably get a good sense for the main character. Her name is Nadia. And if you've seen the trailer, so it pretty much gives away the first spoiler. But if you haven't watched it and you want to kind of watch it without any spoilers, then don't watch the trailer or this video. But basically in the trailer, the concept of the show is that she's a 36-year-old actually celebrating her 36th birthday at her friend's apartment in New York. And then she basically keeps on dying. And then every time she dies, she ends up getting transported back to her friend's bathroom during her birthday party. And so I think one of the really cool things that I really like about the writing is that she doesn't lose memory every time she dies. So it's pretty cool that she kind of basically starts accumulating all this knowledge every time she dies. And then it obviously leads to like really funny situations because she's like freaking out trying not to die. And then every time she dies, it's actually kind of funny. So I really like that. It's kind of like really dark in that way, but also really funny. It's for mature audiences. So it's kind of like that HBO type humor. If you like dark HBO comedies, it's very similar to that. Obviously, kind of like Netflix shows like House of Flowers too. It kind of like that kind of like dark comedy, a little bit twisted, but again, like really enjoyable and really fun. Very, very smart. I really, really like the writing. There's a lot of twists, not just the fact that she keeps on dying. That's obviously something that happens in the first few minutes of the show, but they do give you a few more twists that, again, keep it interesting. Because I think with a show like this, you probably wonder, like, how are they going to keep this going for more than one season? Like, could this probably have been a movie, you know? But I thought about that when I watched the show The Good Place. And The Good Place is basically obviously very different in a certain sense, but I think the writing is similar to where they kind of take a gag, like, you know, dying or in the good place, going to heaven or hell. And they basically kind of keep it going in a really smart, fresh way and make a lot of social commentary in the process, and also kind of make it a vehicle for these actors to just kind of do what they do best and kind of do really good comedy. The other thing that I really like about this show, it's short. It's really entertaining, but the episodes don't go over 30 minutes. So I know that, you know, I've watched other shows on Netflix like Sabrina and stuff like that that I like, but they were like very long. Like I would actually end up watching them halfway through and stop because, you know, an hour-long episode is kind of like a lot. So this is really good. It's 20 something minutes to 30 minutes. Each episode, there's 8 episodes in this first season. And I'm definitely hoping that there's going to be more seasons. So if you haven't watched it, I would definitely recommend going to Netflix and checking it out. The supporting cast is really good too. They kind of start getting introduced episode by episode, but it's just a really good, interesting, eclectic mix. Again, not only of actors and actresses, but kind of like of personalities and I guess like prototypes of different types of people. So it's also, they also keep it interesting in that, to that extent, where the storyline, even though it's not necessarily linear in chronological perspective, because it's like, you know, tomorrow, last night, like it kind of gets confusing. The actors even talk about it within the show. And but it's still pretty cool the way that they kind of like unravel story in a more unconventional way, and in a way that I think pretty much at this point only Netflix would probably be the type of place that you could watch this, or maybe other streaming services, just because, you know, it's I don't think it's for like everybody to a certain extent, but Nadia, the main character, she's like very New York, very intelligent, but also kind of jaded the way a lot of New Yorkers can be. but also hilarious. And it's like, again, like every time she dies, it's hilarious. Every time she comments on things that like you've just seen, like she's also like the audience avatar to a certain extent. Even though these crazy things are happening to her, she's also doing and saying the pretty much the exact thing that you're thinking of as it's happening. So I really like that. Again, I definitely give it a thumbs up. I definitely recommend checking it out if you like dark comedies, you liked Orange is the New Black, especially Natasha Lyonne's character. And it's definitely, I think, on the darker side of what I've seen from Amy Poehler, which I think is really cool because obviously she's really hilarious. I loved her show. I think it's called Making It or Make It on NBC, like night and day from what this is. But I think that that's pretty cool that she's kind of on a project that's a little bit more edgy, but still just as hilarious and as smart as you would expect something from Amy Poehler. And again, it's just like showcasing the like hilariousness that is Natasha Lyonne. So definitely check it out. And if you like this video, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And thanks for watching.